Welcome to this episode of Philly on the Rise. As you know, I'm your host, Michael W. Pleasant. This week, Philly on the Rise finds us at our downtown studios, and we're actually joined by my man Chris Mann. My man Chris Mann, how you feeling?
I'm good, brother. How you
All right,
doing,
doing good. Obviously, you know him from The Wire, but he's also done a ton of other projects. So he's taken some time out of his schedule to talk about those projects, his life in acting, and just the overall Christopher Mann.
Well, thank you, sir.
If I had an audience, I'd have them clap right now.
I'll do it.
Okay, there we go. You know,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. We were a part of a seminar a couple weeks back. Monitoring Hollywood, Black Power,
Hollywood,
or Black Stereotypes. So, in your opinion, where are we? Are we still in some of those typical stereotypical roles?
Actually, I don't think they're quite stereotypical anymore. I mean, some of the roles that you see now, I mean, you know, the Olivia Pope thing, that's not a stereotypical black role that you normally would see on television, at least not years ago anyway.
Right.
I know it's really weird, I mean, the position that they're playing him in, because, you know, there's been a lot of controversy over her character, you know, her moral standards, you know, as a black woman in a power position, you know what I mean? Okay. So, you know, I hear people, you know, have conflict with that part of her character, like, you know, why she got to be a, you know, and so that raises, you know, some eyebrows as to why we can't just have a you know, upstanding citizen in a power position who has moral standards along with what they're doing. Yes,
and we don't see it too often with our black actors.
No.
Even some of the more recent films, such as The Butler, such as 12 Years a Slave. And there were some good, powerful films, but yet still we're kind of in a certain...
Where they're playing those, now those are stereotypical roles. They you know, the butler and the slave and the whole nine, right?
So those are the ones that have like really great mass exposure, mass appeal.
Right.
But are we still kind of stuck playing only those roles that get that mass appeal?
Well, I mean, look at Denzel in Training Day, same thing, you know. I mean, he did Malcolm X and all these other films, but then when Training Day comes along, he plays the crooked cop. Well, let's give him an award for that.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the industry setting that standard for us and making us play to that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where they give us their acknowledgement. But I mean, I think part of the problem is too that we don't have our own venue. And our own, you know, like if you go to LA or, you know, other areas of the country where, you know, they have these massive cable networks where they have a lot of Latino channels, and they actually have game shows, they have their own soap operas, they have everything. So they have a sustainable industry that they can make a living off of without having to worry about whether they cross over into mainstream America. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have, I mean, we have a few stations, but they, you know, they're limited in their original programming. You know what I'm saying? They run a lot of, you know, reruns most of the time. So you're not seeing an industry where we can say, okay, well, you know, if we cross over to mainstream, fine, but if not, don't worry, because we have our own thing going. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So we don't have that yet.
So if you could look into your crystal ball, if you had one, do you think that this mainstream, how they picture us and see us as black actors, will we always be pigeonholed into certain types of roles?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that, because I don't know if you've been watching closely, like even on the big screen now. And not to be, you know, partial or impartial to our brothers and sisters from across the pond. But you see, they are coming over and getting a lot of the roles that we may have had opportunity to get, but we're not getting them anymore. You know what I mean? You see, you know, like the Idris Elba, he's from England. You know what I mean? He came over and did his thing. 12 Years a Slave, Chiatel. You know what I mean? They're British. They're not American-raised individuals like ourselves. You know what I mean? So I don't know if there's some kind of divide they're trying to create between us and Europe. You know what I mean? And it's making it harder for us here. I mean, that's why a lot of us now are going to TV. You know, I mean, I've even seen that in white America as well. I mean, a lot of those people that you normally see on the big screen are now on television. You know, you go, well, why are they doing that? Well, because they're going overseas to create the film, or the theater. You know, the theater actors for the movies are coming from overseas now. It's a strange kind of dynamic that's going on
very
in this
interesting
industry.
dichotomy. So let's talk about this for a second. You as an actor, obviously you're very talented. You're super busy with all the projects you do.
Trying to be.
But you can always do more, right?
Really.
So let's say that, you know, you go for this casting call, the agent and the director, the producer, they sit across on the table and they do want to give you one of these stereotypical roles. Hey, you know, you're Chris Mann, a well-respected actor, but they want you to push a broom. They want you to be a janitor. How do you navigate through that?
soul search. Yeah, soul search with yourself, man, and just know that you're still comfortable in your own skin.
Okay.
Economically, financially,
Yeah.
the bills have to get paid.
Sure.
You know, I guess the more over picture for myself would be, you know, who is this character morally? You know, does he cut too far against the grain of who I am or what I believe? You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
There's some
yeah.
things that you don't want to cross, and sometimes you won't cross, some you will.
Have you ever turned down a paycheck because you didn't like the role and the character they had for you?
Well, I'll just say I tried to duck an audition for one,
Okay.
and I'm not even going to mention what it was.
Okay, you don't have to mention it.
Yeah, but it was like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? You know,
Okay.
and I even got called out. Like, yeah, I heard you didn't want. It's like, oh no, that ain't. You know, I tried to play it back.
Yeah.
Like, no, that wasn't it. But it really was. I did. You know, it's just not something that I want to do. I mean, as an artist, you know, I just I draw and things like that. So when I say, okay, I'm gonna draw this, it's because I picked that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So I want to be able to have the choice to say, okay, I like this, I don't like that. I don't have to be subject to what somebody else thinks I should be able to do because I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, understood.
You know what I mean?
Understood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your passion. Obviously, you have a
Okay.
passion for acting. How long have you been acting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a minute. Let's
Well,
say
a minute.
Let's say a minute.
Where did that passion come from?
For me, I mean, my life is topsy turvy for a long time. But I'm an only child with 2 half brothers, but they both passed away. So I had it was really strange. So a lot of time, I still spent a lot of time by myself. So I watched a lot of television and movies growing up. You know what I mean? And I kind of, I love the idea of being able to get away, get into that. You know, when you watch a film, you get away. It takes you away from everything that's going on around you, the whole nine. So I think, for me, that just watching that and watching people do it, it's like, oh, wow, I think I can do that.
Okay,
You know what I mean? So it kind of sparked that interest years ago.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I was pretty much grown before I could actually execute it or go after it because, I didn't come from, the silver spoon.
Yeah. Understood. What neighborhood are you from?
I'm originally from Chester.
Chester, PA.
Yeah.
North Philly. I'm from North Philly.
Yeah, you're right.
So we
It's
both
the same
come
thing.
from there.
Right.
Yeah, same thing. Understood.
Yeah.
So you're a full-time actor.
Yeah.
Gig after gig you have, but you also have a family life.
Yeah.
I know you're married. You've got I think 4 kids.
Yeah.
How do you balance it all?
Well, like I was, my wife, like I said, I tip my hat to her. She holds up that whole end of this business that we're working in. This family is business. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Because you got to handle so many different aspects of this. But she's a trooper, man. When I'm not there, she's holding it down. She supports me. You know what I mean? And she's honest. If I do something and she thinks it's not up to par, she would tell me.
Okay.
And so far, I've been doing pretty good, man. My report card is great, you know what I mean? So I trust her word on things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you've got some in college, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one who graduated from Temple, my oldest daughter, Kendra. What's your name?
Yeah, it's okay. Now you gotta say all the names, right?
Kendra, she has she has 2 daughters, KK and Pre. My
You're a granddad?
I'm a granddad.
Dude, you don't look like a granddad.
G-Pop.
G-Pop, that's the name? Okay.
Well, they don't call me. I tried to get them to call me G-Pop, but that's, they like,
okay.
You're Pop, Chris, you know what I mean? So, anyway, and then my second daughter, Kristen, is getting ready to graduate from Purdue in August with a degree in psychology and a minor in English.
Yeah.
She's going to grad school after that as well.
Okay.
Just pledged Zeta. The Black Caucus of Faculty and Staff is awarding her again today for her GPA. She's been on the dean's list twice, 2 semesters in a row.
Good stuff.
And it's like the 3rd time she's gotten it.
Okay.
And my daughter Cassidy, the baby girl.
Yeah.
Accepted to 6 colleges.
Okay.
And as well as has the opportunity to transfer over to Cornell after her first semester. Like I said, they sent a letter basically saying that they got so many applications that they have to stagger their entries. And
sure.
But they told her after her first semester that she could transfer to Cornell too. So this kid is she's sharp, man.
Gotcha.
And my son, and he's my only boy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just me and him.
How old is he?
He's 14.
14. Okay.
But he's in the drum line. He's a gifted student. Straight A's. I mean, these kids they're phenomenal, man.
Now, is anyone following the steps of their dad? Anyone has aspirations of being an actor?
They play around sometimes, and I think I want it, and then they back away. You know what I mean? But I can see they have talent. I mean, these kids are talented, and if they decide to do it, I would back them. I'm not pushing them into anything. You know what I mean? I believe in letting your kids find their own voice and find out who they are and what their desires are, and then you get behind them.
Okay.
You know what I mean, you don't push them in any direction because if you push them into something that they really don't like, eventually they'll start to hate it.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to do that. I mean, I see a lot of folks sometimes, like with the kids that play basketball. Because my daughter that's a producer, she used to play for Friends Central.
Okay.
She can hoop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I used to see.
Now, is that from dad or mom? Where did she get those genes?
That's on this end.
Okay, that's your end. Okay.
Yeah. Both my brothers went to one went to Arizona State, the other played at Florida State.
Yeah.
I played street ball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
a couple games were rough.
Oh man, I used to get it in, dude. I'm serious. It was all there. But so she got it on this end, man. She was really good. And my son plays too. But I forgot where I was going with that. But like I said, I don't push him in any particular direction. You know what I mean? I just say, whatever. And my daughter, I was going to say, when at Friends Central, I used to see some of the parents, how they would stay on their kids so hard to play. And a lot of times, I don't know if it's out of desperation or wanting to make sure that they have something that they think that's going to make them rich.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They think it's their only option to make it in the world. But my thing is, if they really don't want it, though, man, you can really.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cause some damage.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, mentally. You know what I mean? So I don't want to do that to my kids.
Understood. Yeah. Obviously, you're a role model to your kids. What about in general, to the overall kind of community? Do you consider yourself a role model to them as well, or you're just a role model inside your house?
You know what? I don't know. You know what I mean? I know people watch you. You don't know who's watching.
Someone's always watching.
Right. Well, okay, yeah, but I'm talking here on this one. Yeah. He's always watching. But I try to be an upstanding individual. You know what I mean? You can only be the best you that you can be. Or you can try to be the best you that you can be. So. As far as I don't know, am I doing what I'm the best that I can? I hope that I am.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
And I don't want to do anything that I would be ashamed to say. Okay, no, y'all can't see this. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? So I try to live an exemplary type of life that people can say, okay, he's a pretty cool dude.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Coming from Chester, again, I'm from North Philly. Obviously, we've had different bumps in the road. How did you find yourself navigating through life? You say you were the only child.
Well,
so how did you kind of navigate through some of those challenges, some of those pitfalls?
Yeah, I was the only child, not only child. It was really weird, you know what I mean? Because, I lived with cousins, for a certain amount of time, and it was like 4 of us in the house. You know what I mean? And my brothers, they were older, but I would spend time with them off and on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then, so it was this really back and forth kind of situation. My life was I had good moments. Don't get it twisted. I had good stuff that happened. Because if not, I'd probably be in some dark spot somewhere. Chewing daisies. But it's really hard. I went through a lot. I just put it like that. I went through a lot of stuff, man, and I'm just glad to be here today. I'm glad, and that's another part of the reason why I decided. Another reason that I got into the acting thing too, because I felt like I was dealt a lot of lemons. Coming up, man. There's a lot of rough stuff.
It's something that you made lemonade.
There you go.
With a lot of sugar, a lot of ice.
Yeah. Well, I'm using agave these days. Gotta get away from sugar. Sugar is poison, man. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about some of the projects. I know you're involved with Underground Kings. There's some awesome, some local Philly actors have gotten together.
Yeah, man.
What else is going on for Chris Mann?
Well, I have a couple scenes in the second season of House of Cards right now.
Okay, yeah.
So you can catch me on there.
Where was that shot? That wasn't shot here in Philly.
No, it's in Maryland.
Okay,
it's in Maryland.
Yeah.
To go to Maryland to shoot that with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
It's a good show. Also, in about maybe 2 or 3 weeks, tomorrow's Sunday, so 2 weeks after tomorrow, after this Sunday, I'll be on L&M channel with the new show called Those Who Kill.
Okay.
She's in Pittsburgh. I'm playing the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Collins got a guest star spot on there. It's really good. It's a really good piece. This episode's a good episode. What's the girl's name? Chloe Savigny.
Okay.
From Big Love. She's the lead detective on there. It's about a detective who has demons that she's dealing with while trying to solve serial killer cases. You know what I mean? So but she's in a dark place because of stuff that's happened in her life. And
sure.
It's a pretty interesting show. Man.
Understood.
Yeah.
Let's talk about opportunity. Obviously, there's tons of opportunity for an actor. You always have to be ready. But someone's course in life may not be acting. It may be something else. Mm-hmm. How do we stay ready so that when that phone rings or someone knocks on that door, you're ready to go?
Yeah, that's a good question. Especially depending on what venue of acting that you're trying to do. Because technically, I don't do a lot of theater. I've studied with theater groups and everything, And a lot of times that is a good backup for when you're not working on TV and film projects, because you can go back to the theater and keep your tools sharpened.
Sure.
But for me, I do a lot of independent projects. Like as a matter of fact, there's a project that I'm going to start working on now. A brother named John Paxson is doing, called the Atlantic City Chronicles.
Okay.
And I'll be playing the mayor of Atlantic City. Some really good stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I get on projects like that have some meat to them, that have good roles and good characters that I can get into. That keeps me brushed up. So like when NBC or Paramount, if I'm working on a big project, I'm ready, because I've been staying busy. The North Star, I don't know if you heard about that. That was a film that we did a little while ago with Jeremiah Trotter playing the lead.
Really?
Yeah.
How was his acting chops?
Believe it or not, he did a pretty good job in this. Yeah.
Because some athletes have a hard time transitioning over to acting.
Well, this is another slavery piece.
Okay.
And because of his I think he's from Texas or somewhere. Because of his southern drawl and the whole nine, he kind of fit that character pretty good, being a big guy too.
So because it's another slavery piece, you think it's going to get 6 Oscar nods and 7? Is that what's going to happen?
It wasn't on that kind of budget.
Oh, okay.
but I think it may get some attention, because I think it's a pretty good film, and right now I think they're still shopping for a distribution deal.
Okay.
Last I heard is it may, don't mark this as being written in stone, but it may be in the LA Film Festival in June.
Sure. Okay.
It did do the Pan African Film Festival earlier this year in February too.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, they had Lynn Whitfield, Keith David, John Deal, Clifton Powell.
Okay.
Yeah, myself, a few other local actors, Tiffany Green.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
John Wooden.
John Wooden?
Yeah, he's in too.
Really?
Yeah,
okay, so you got quite a few Philly actors.
Yeah.
I know Underground Kings, again, Philly actors came together and you created this piece.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about creation.
Yeah.
Because again, sometimes the phone may not ring.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone may not knock on the door, but you still want to produce good work.
That's true.
So how do we do that as an actor? How do we just go ahead and create our own thing?
Well, first and foremost, you really need a good script. You get a good script. With technology to being the way it is now, you can pull together a pretty decent production with a small budget.
Okay.
Your execution is most important with that, though. Because you can have 10 of the greatest actors in the area, but if the production value isn't there, it's still not going to look the way you want it to look.
I see.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So playing on that cutting edge of technology with no money is okay, as long as you really know what to do with it. Whereas if you have the money, you can just go, hey, I'm gonna send it over here, let them do this, let them do that, and polish it all up for you. But when you're doing it yourself with the technology, you really have to know what you're doing, because it still falls short in some areas. You know what I'm saying? So, but it can be done. It's just getting the right crew together, the right actors, the right script, director, and all. And you can really create something really nice these days.
Sure.
Almost no money.
With kind of a minimum type of budget.
Right. I didn't there's a different SAG deals as far as using union actors. Right now, new media contracts are real easy for folks, because they don't have a base scale to pay a union actor. So you can say, hey, well, I want to use these guys if they're willing to come in and work for $10 a day, because that's all I have.
Okay.
And SAG won't penalize us for doing it.
Sure.
But when somebody comes along with a project like this, it's got to be a good project, because because what we normally get paid for a day's pay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
Right. So that becomes a catch-22. Is it a good enough project for me to take it for that little bit of money?
Okay.
And then and then with ultra low budget projects, they with $100 a day projects, it's the same thing. It's like you're really doing the production a favor, as because you're bringing professional talent to the project. But it's got to be something that you think is going to hit. Yeah, right. Because if not, your name starts to get associated with substandard projects. And you don't want that.
Exactly.
You want your name on something that says, "Oh man, that was really good stuff, man." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's about raising the bar and doing something that you really want your name on, basically.
You love acting, but will you one day be in a director's chair? Do you foresee?
I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that. Yeah,
So you say that just like that? Not a problem.
No,
I'm there, 100%.
Just because of the studying that I did, getting myself prepared to even get into this game. A lot of the classes I took where we actually had to direct other people in class and scenes and whatnot. So I've done that before.
What type of project would you like to create?
I have one script that I have done, but it all comes down to the money thing for me. You know what I mean? Because like I said, that's part of my problem. I guess I'm a stickler for making sure that if I do something, it's got to be something I'm going to put my name on. This thing's going to be tight. So I kind of shy away from ultra low budget. You know what I mean? Out of respect for other union talent as well, because I know how it is. We don't want to go out here and work with peanuts on a project, because we really trying to live off of this. You know what I mean? So
here's a question for you. I was speaking with Rel Dowdell,
and
it's so hard to get funding for your film. So the tough question for you is that if you never get the funding that you want, will you leave your project on the shelf just to collect dust?
Either that, or I might try to sell it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could shop it around and see if somebody wants to pick it up.
Sure.
And give me some money for it. You know what I mean? I can do that.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah.
Christopher Mann is taking some time out of his schedule to join us here on Philly on the Rise. Christopher, tell us once again, what's going on now? Where can we find you next?
Well, like on L&M, the Lifetime Movie Network, in about 3 weeks. On Those Who Kill. You can catch me on the House of Cards now, the second season. Look for the North Star to come up soon, and of course they always run in the Bourne Legacy and Michael Clayton, all those movies that I've been off. I've seen in all those movies, so you'll see those pop up.
This guy's a busy man. He's a busy man.
Trying to be.
Good stuff. Thanks a lot, good brother.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot for watching this episode of Philly on the Rise, and we'll see you soon.